I was sitting here thinking back in the day how a lot of my friends that I used to get with back in the day when we was kids, how we would come together, as friends, not a care in the world about money or anything like that. We just care to be around each other. And I remember very vividly how when we wanted to build something, we would put our heads together and we would figure out certain things to build. Like for instance, like a basketball court. Basketball court would be grabbed like a big old piece of cement. I mean, for the old school people out there that know what I'm talking about, big old piece of cement like about this big, where you can grab it and put it down in a certain area, and it'll keep things stable. So I remember when we was doing that, um, when we didn't have an actual net, we would actually get a crate from somewhere. We'll go hunting for a crate. When we go hunting for a crate, we would all get together before we go do what we need to do. We all get together in a group, and we would, figure stuff out, trying to figure out where we can get this stuff from. Meaning, what I know now today is brainstorming. Not complaining or anything, just trying to figure out where we're gonna get these items from. To build this makeshift basketball court. And once we figured it out, we actually went on a hunt to go find these things, and we actually succeeded to find them. And then we start playing basketball. We had, somebody usually from the neighborhood would give you a basketball, or they'll get you. I mean, they'll find a way to buy you one. When money was, well, obviously money, it came in when it was needed. Um, they actually bought one for us because we was out there playing and being cool, as children. And not only that, we actually figured out ways to, the people who skateboarded, um, we figured out a way to build like an off ramp, you know, with finding pieces of board, in different neighborhoods, because that's how we would get our things. We would go in neighborhoods to retrieve these things, and we would be successful. We would go from our block to another block, no matter how far it is, and go grab the boards, and we'll grab like 3 or 4 or 5 of them at one time, and we would march ourselves back to our block and start building the skateboard ramp, and you know we would we do that, and the kids, once we put our heads together, we would build a board and we would skate. Um, Same thing with bikes. We would always find a frame, or like a broken chain link that you needed to put on the bike to fix it. Right, it'd be like a piece of a broken link or something like that. That we need to attach or we need to find, and we would get like I said, the frame, the chain link, and we would get basically with that frame we had, either had handlebars or it didn't. And if it didn't have handlebars, we would go on our hunt again to find some makeshift handlebars. We didn't give a damn about how the handlebars looked as long as we had a way to ride the bike. So we would do that. We would get bicycle tires. Um, we would get those, and we would slowly but surely come up with the different items to build bikes. You know, but money was very very minimal at that time to use. I mean, that was needed to use to build these things. But the majority of it was just us using our heads and not complaining and just going to go build, right? So not only that, as we got older, we start pretty much building go karts. I mean, literal go karts, and we built those, and we had fun, man. We just had fun. It was never a complaint from any of us besides somebody hogging a bike or somebody hogging a go kart or somebody hogging a skateboard and stuff like that. We would complain because we wanted to be on the next. We wanted to showcase our talents or whatever. were playing, right? So we would do that, and we would just have fun, man. We would just have fun, and we didn't have a care in the world, about what we were doing because we were free spirited kids and we just played, you know. Another only time that we complained is when we had to go in the house, because we had to be in the house when the street lights came on, you know. But other than that, we just, it was community. We had each other, man. It was never about you got more of this and you got more of that. Fast forward into now, as we become adults, that we went from that type of community, that type of a community, to pretty much being an adult, right? So basically, what they quote unquote tell you is that when you're an adult, you got to be responsible. You got to be responsible. You can't be playing around. You got to take things serious. You got to, get out here and make money. You know what I'm saying? In order to be accepted as a human being. If you don't be out here making money to be accepted as a human being, you wouldn't be a human being, period, because you're not making anything, right? And so here we are today, in these times, right? We was in these times before. I want to say probably like 10 to 15 years back, but it's even more now to fruition than what it was back then. But, somehow, some way we lost that identity as far as us being children, that inner kid in us, and to put our heads together to figure some stuff out, man, because we took the responsible adult way of being, right? And now it's just spilled over into the communities to the point to where now you're only as good as what you have in your pockets. You're only as good as what you can present or bring to the table, as far as being accepted by another person. If you don't have just a little bit of something, right, then they ain't gonna talk to you. They're not gonna accept you, right? You can't bring your character, right, or just your internal skills that you haven't put on display. You can't bring that to you. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring that to the table. You know what I'm saying? If you do, everybody gonna sit here and laugh at you. They're gonna feel like that. Oh man, he ain't shit. Oh man, she ain't shit because what the hell is she bringing her character for? We don't give a fuck about a character. We want to see what you can bring to the table as far as money. And if you can't provide nothing for us like that, then you're not allowed to sit at this table. Same thing with relationships. Same thing with just building friendships. I can't remember, man. Besides having my best friend that I was cool with for 20 years, that we fell out because he had a situation that was going on with him that had nothing to do with me, but it kind of spills over to the point to where I'm not even in contact with him anymore, and I want to be able to look for him. Find him if I can, but yeah, we in those times, y'all. We in those times, like you only good enough to present. You're only good enough to be sitting at a table or something as if you have something in your pocket. And again, for the people out there who just feel like I'm anti-money, I'm not anti-money, man, but I know for a fact there's another way of living besides doing the responsible adult thing. And calling me crazy, man. Keep attacking me in the comments. I don't give a damn, But I just know that for a fact. But people, they put you on that pedestal like that. Like if you don't have anything to bring to the table as far as money or anything like that of the sort, or you haven't some type of a career or something, right? If you don't have any of those, you're not invited anywhere, right? And it's sad because the way I was brought up is that you bring yourself to the areas that you bring yourself to, right? Now, if you got the money to go do these things, then that'd be an added bonus. But they wanted you to bring yourself. They didn't want you to bring what's in your pocket. You didn't have to have a car in order to be accepted by a certain amount of individuals because they call that quote unquote broke talk. And it's we have the life has been sucking out of us, y'all. You know, this type of society that we're living in, man. Like, you know, I've seen women out here. I see women out here saying, if you don't make a certain amount a year, then baby, we don't need to talk. We don't need to talk. We don't need to have no discussion because, baby, I need to talk about that mucho dinero. If you got that mucho dinero, then I can't fuck with you, baby. Like, I I don't get it, man. Like, we have went away from, you know, a community. We have went away from what works. All of us using our brains together, man. You know, to figure some stuff out. It's all about status, man. Like, you have to you have to have something in order to be accepted. And if you don't belong. And I'm just curious as to where we went wrong, y'all. Like, I know, I really do know, part of I mean, most of the reason is because of how they constructed it out here, um, as far as the capitalism and shit like that. Like, it's basically everybody for themselves, right? We don't want y'all to have community. We don't want y'all to we don't want y'all accepting people just for them, right? We want to give you this. We want to present you. We want you to overconsume, right? And let the materialistic things buy your way to somebody, right? If you have something, if you have a lot of materialistic stuff, then you're gonna be accepted because obviously the people want what you got, right? Even if they can't have it, as long as they see you got it, they feel like they're secure. Man, that's absolutely sad, man. It's absolutely sad because people don't really realize, man. They don't really realize that they have went away from what really matters on this planet, which is us. You know, we have consumed so much, man, to the point to where you're only as good as that next phone. You're only as good as your next car. You're only good as your next house. You only good enough as the amount of money that you're bringing in, to be accepted, man. I mean, you can have all three of those. You got three of those things and just miss one. And as soon as you miss one, you out of it because they want you to be on a certain level. Like I mentioned before in a previous video about how people out here doing shit like like we in a dating game, like a match for a match. Like I have this, you have what I have, or you make more than what I have. And if you do, then come on in here. I want to talk to you. I want to holler at you because I feel like you can add value to my life if you got this paper dollar in front of you. Because I'm not interested in your character and who you are as an individual. I care about what you have in that bank account. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I have never lost my inner kid. I've never lost my way of thinking as far as brainstorming because I believe if it's I believe it's the way I'm thinking. There's people out there who think like me, who although they know that money is there, right? That's not the top priority, right? It's about what we can do as far as bringing our ideas into play and what can we do as far as solving it, right? Yeah, of course the money will come into play after the fact, but everything that you do in this life doesn't have to do involve money. But people make it seem like it involves money. Like shit, if it was possible, they probably pay you. I mean, it probably would be a situation where the moment you walk out your house, you get charged for something, or you need to be accepted by your walking, right? Like you won't be able to walk anywhere because you don't got the money. I mean, thankfully it's not like that, but shit is damn near there. You might as well say because everything else is. Everything else is. It's just like people are just so deep with the programming, man. Like they lost their inner kid, in them. You know, like when the last time you went to a whole barbecue, man, or what y'all was saying in the South, a cold cookout, man, and people just all came there to enjoy each other, man. And if they can bring something cool, right? If they couldn't bring anything, that's cool too. Like, when was the last time y'all ever did that? Or people just had like house get-togethers where we all come up, come up, people will come over, they come over, and then they'll bring their music. Well, not bring their music because I'd say it's different, right? But back in the day where you would come over and bring your cassette tapes, or brought your CDs and stuff like that, and you would sit down and chill, whether you smoked or drinks, or you ate a lot of food. You would just go spend time at the next person's house, and we had a good time, and it wasn't about status. We put our heads together. We start talking and having a conversation about different things. Like, where's that, man? Like, that's gone. Like, it's not non-existent anymore, man. Like, it's always bad enough that the grandmas from back in the day with the big glasses and the apron on. She had an apron on, or she had that dress that she had on, where she always gave you those hugs. It was like, ooh, I love you, baby. You know, where's all that anymore, man? Like, we have lost ourselves, you guys. Like, we lost it. Like, the money is the top priority, man. To be accepted in anything that you do in life, that people have put to the forefront, man. They disregard this shit even when it comes to health. Like, health don't even really matter when it comes to money, man. They would literally disregard their fucking health for money. Wow. I had a woman today, right? Didn't show her face, like always. A lot of the people who talk a lot of shit in my comments. Um, the video I dropped yesterday with me being, seeing my doctor and stuff like that, and me having to basically get sent to a cardiologist. Um, and for those of you, the new viewers out there who haven't checked out that video, go ahead and check it out. I just posted yesterday saying that I got referred to a cardiologist, and me trying to process the information. Um, yeah, she was pretty much sent me a comment in my comment section. It was pretty much saying that, she didn't hear nothing else that was going on in the video, obviously. She honed in on having a job and working. And she literally said she wanted my sister to come on camera to discuss uh, about how she feels about me. And that's a problem, man. Like, that's a problem. Like, she said in the comments, she was like, the doctor didn't say that you couldn't work at all. You just can't do any hard labor. You can still work. Whether you work at a desk or whatever. But in my mind, with the situation is, it don't make a difference what it is, man. And this ain't no damn excuse. This is truth. Like, if I was to sat at the damn desk knowing how I have chest pains in my chest and shit like that, and how they come and go in waves, you know what I'm saying? And I could just sit there and it could be a problem, and I can fall over. I can literally fall over. And nobody pays attention to that. 1 second, you guys. Yeah, I'm back. My niece was coming in here trying to ask me, a few questions about what I'm doing and stuff like that. So I had to take care of that. But yeah, she pretty much was saying that, she was pretty much saying that she wasn't really focusing on my health. She was focusing on me working. And I just simply said in my mind, like, damn, that's a problem with people, man, who's deeply programmed, man. Like, they would disregard their damn health. And, me, when it comes to anything that I'm doing in my life, man, my health is important more than anything. And I'm not putting that shit to the side for a job or everything, for shit. I'm not doing that. I don't give a damn what the circumstance is. Even if I'm under the gauntlet or not, I'm not putting anything over my health, man. Because my health is important. And when she said that comment, like I said about my sister, about her putting her coming on camera to discuss how she feel about me, about the situation, like, no, what is it gonna do? Give you confirmation of how I already of what I already told you about how she feels already? No, man, I'm not gonna do that, right? And whether you guys agree with me or not, as far as like, oh, you should, I wouldn't have no grown adult living with me and this and that. I hear, man, come on, man. The shit that we doing out here anyway is backwards. You know what I'm saying? The paying the bills and paying to stay somewhere when this shit is out here provided for us already on the earth already. The people just this social construct to believe that this is the way to live. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we didn't ask for this type of life. You know what I'm saying? They have constructed this type of life for us, but nobody wants to see it, right? Because they're so heavily programmed. But hey, I'm just one person. I'm just one person. I say, God, bless that sister, man. For the way she feels. And anybody else who's been down on me because of the way that I feel. I feel strongly about this, man. And that's what, and even shit like this is what keeps the divide with people. It puts people at a divide they don't see it. It's like, oh man, it goes back to what I told you earlier. Like, it's about status. If you can't present this to this person, then you won't have a relationship with them. You're only good enough as what you have in your pockets. And I've lost a lot of relationships based on people who didn't like the way I came, with the stuff I present, the new me, right? Because I've been in those certain circles. I mean, I've been in those circles of working hard and making all kind of money and shit like that, right? I've been through all that. The only thing I simply did is I simply woke up, man. That's it. I simply woke up, and now because I woke up, I can't go back to sleep. And in a world full of people who's comfortable in this type of stuff, this type of system, give me all kind of hell and backlash because they don't know better. But again, I want to say it's no fault of you guys' own, man. It's just how you guys were conditioned, how you guys were trained, man. And I was once in you guys' shoes. I was conditioned and trained the same damn way, man. It's just that I decided to just say fuck everything and just wake my mind up. You know what I'm saying? To understand what's really happening out here. So yeah, but yeah, we lost, y'all. We lost, man. We lost as a nation, man. And a community. We lost because your status defines who you are. And if you don't have status, you don't deserve to belong in the world. I just don't understand it, man. I just don't understand it. I've been sitting here trying to wrap my head around this. Since I woke up, man, just trying to figure all this shit out. And, I came to the conclusion that, if you're meant to get it, you'll get it. If you're not meant to get it, you won't get it. And that's just an uphill battle that I'm going to have to keep climbing because people are not going to understand. And I'm not here to sit here and try to force something up on you guys and say, hey, well, you need to wake up. No, I'm just simply putting information out and you do the research on your own and you let me know if what I'm saying is bullshit. Don't be coming after me and try to attack me in the comments and tell me about my life and control how I talk too. There's no point in doing all that. Because I'm not going to change myself for you. You either accept me for who I am or you don't. Simple as that. So yeah, y'all. That's all I got. I wanted just to talk about that, yeah, drop me some comments, man. Let's have our usual conversation about this particular topic, man. for my returning viewers, man. I appreciate y'all returning, and for my new subscribers, man. You know, I appreciate you guys as well. Welcome to the family. Let's have a discussion, man. I would love to talk about this because engagement is to me is one of the best policies. I love engagement. I love to talk about some stuff and put our heads together, man. I love it. So just do that for me, man. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that post notification so you won't ever miss a video. And until the next video, you guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.